Dear students, now we have come to the end of our lessons on solving problems using a computer. Today we will be talking about how to use the repetition structure using until. Earlier we have studied all the other two structures. Here you can see we have learnt how to implement for, how to implement while, and today we will learn how to implement until. Now this until is very different from the other two structures. Why? I have given you 2 points. First one is we may know the number of times we have to repeat, or we may know the number of times we have to repeat when using the until structure. But here until loop executes when the condition evaluates to false. It is the main difference from the other two structures. For an example, usually we do things until the condition is true. Here it is very different. We will see this when talking about an example. Look at the example given. Here the flowchart is displayed. Here a user enters series of numbers and we have to display whether the entered numbers are odd or even. We have to guess. The program has to say whether the entered number is odd or even. So when a user starts to do this, we have to say when to stop. So indicate the condition to stop. Here I have used my criteria as n equals -1. When the user is tired of entering the numbers, he can input -1 to stop the program. That is, otherwise always it will ask to enter a number. So this loop should be terminated when the user enters -1. So when -1 is yes, it should stop. That is the difference of the until loop. Now go through the flow chart. Here user inputs n, it is the number he or she enters. Then it checks n mod 2. Earlier we have learned this. N mod 2 is, it gives us the result. It divides a number and gives the remainder. Suppose you enter 5 mod 2, you get the answer 1 as 1. So here for all the odd numbers you will get 1 for y. For even numbers you will get 0. Suppose we enter 25. What happens? 25 mod 2, we get the answer as y. So our y equals 1. Then we will display odd. We will move again here. Then we check. What do we check? Whether n equals -1. We entered 25. So it is not -1. We go towards to input another number. So we will repeatedly do this until the user enters -1. Now we will look at the pseudocode. It is same begin, and here there is a difference. We have to tell the computer repeat these tasks till this condition occurs. What are the tasks we have to perform? We have to input n. We have to y mod 2, y becomes n mod 2. We have to store the value of n mod 2 in y. Then if y equals 1, we have to say display odd, else if not display even. Then to indicate the end of if, we have to use end if. So remember children, it is different from the flow chart. In pseudocode we have to indicate now I have finished my if. So end if. Then we have to do this until n equals -1 is true. That is the main difference. Now to indicate the end of this pseudocode we are using end. Now go through this structure. This is the way we indicate until using the pseudocode. You have to add repeat and until. Now we will go to discuss a question. MCQ question 2015, MCQ question 40. Now it's asking you to consider the while loop and the repeat until loops given below. You are asked what are the values of count A and count B after completion of the execution of while and repeat until loops respectively. Now here in this kind of questions you have to calculate the values. So first we will go through our while loop. So here initially our A here our A is 1. Now we check the condition. What is our condition? Our condition is A less than or equal 10. So is 1 less than or equal 10? Yes. Then what happens? It says us to count equals count plus 2. So we have to add 2 to 1. So it becomes 3. Now we will go to check the condition again. Is 3 less than or equal 10? Yes. So once again we put yes here and here we increment. Remember children, earlier we increment something by 1. In this instance we have incremented the counter by 2. So here once again we can add 2, so it becomes 5. Then we check again, is 5 less than or equal 10? Yes. Then repeatedly we have to do this. So it becomes 7. Is 7 less than or equal 10? Yes. Then it has to become 9. Is 9 less than or equal to 10? Yes. Then afterwards it will become 11. Then we check again, 11. Is 11 less than or equal 10? No. So here our while loop stops. Now the value of our count A is 11. So we will look at the answers. We have 11 in third answer and fourth answer. Now you know the answer should be 3 or 4. But we can't tell it exactly until we find the value of count B. We will check. Count B, the value of count B is, what is it? Value of count B, it is 1. So it is asking us to repeat this and repeat this until count B is less than or equal 10. So when we check the condition, what is here? Count B is less than or equal 10. Now our value of count A is, count B is 1. In the until loop, we are doing the repetition until the condition is, if the condition is false, we will do it again and again. Now here what happens? Initially, count B value is 1 and it is less than or equal 10. So our condition evaluates to yes. So here we have to stop here. Now children, we don't have an answer for this question in this. It is not 9, it is not 11. So in your exam, sometimes you may face this type of a situation. If you face this type of a situation, remember children, don't you have to attempt the question. If you have not attempted, you won't get the marks. So you can select either 3 or 4. You can select. Please, you have to mark one answer, and you know you are correct. There is no answer, but you have to shade in your a multiple choice question answer. You have to put an attempt. So please check these questions. There are several questions given. In this, you don't have an answer for the count B variable. We will move to another question also. It is multiple choice question 2018. Here it asks, how many times will the dollar mark displayed after the execution of the following pseudocode. Pseudocode is given. Now it starts as begin. So our initial variable of P is it equals 0. Now it is asking you to repeat a task. Repeat a task, it asks until P is less than 5. So if we are using here until. In until structure, we do certain things when the condition is false. Now check 0. 0 less than 5? Yes. So initially it has evaluated to yes. So we won't get any value for this question also. But if you change this structure as this, P greater than 5, you will get a value. So in this question also you won't have any answer, but you have to try. You have to go through the questions and find out these questions. There are several questions. Mainly these questions come together. Loops come together, not just one. Several loops come together. So children, these days use the past papers and also use our study guide prepared by the Provincial Department of Education, and this concludes our lessons on this solving problems using computer. But if you have any lessons or any topics you wish to know further, please inform us. Then we can prepare the lessons according to your choice and be a support to face your exam. Thank you.